I hope you're ready. This is going to be exciting.
Here we go, career start zone to go. Green flag is out and we're underway.
Just a few laps into this. Oh, the 37's getting loose. Oh, and he saves it. Oh, they're going 3 wide.
We've got a 5-way fight for the win of this race coming to 4 laps to go. He's gonna win it here in spectacular fashion.
Welcome, everybody. It is time, and we are ready to roll for the cutoff race in the Hidden Whip Brewing Company Xfinity Series. I'm Eddie Smith. Thank you for watching here on V-Speed. Boy, do we have a race for you here tonight. Everything on the line, and anybody can win here at the world's fastest speedway. Talladega, Alabama, you know it, you love it. It is the site of some of the best racing in history. Maybe not so much here lately in real life, but on the sim, on iRacing, and in these Xfinity cars, I think we're going to have a great show tonight. And you better strap in. You better have your harness in your own chair, because I tell you, you're going to end up coming out of it if you're not careful. This race is going to be crazy. There's so much on the line. Playoffs coming to an end. Just the penultimate race tonight. Just 2 races left to go in this series, as we have gotten all the way down to the end, the very bottom down, and the last race in the round of 8. And we're going to cut off half the drivers tonight. Tomorrow, there will only be 4 drivers remaining, and they'll battle it out here at Texas. But we got a long way to go. Before that, got a lot of racing going on here tonight. Patrick Dravick, after last week at Auto Club, locks himself into the final 4. That means there are 3 spots remaining in this one. And what a track to settle it out. 3 spots, and you got 8 drivers trying to make it, and each one of them could be the winner here tonight. Well, Talladega, Alabama, we know all about it. Let's take a look at it in Lincoln, Alabama. We'll call it Talladega. It's fine. In the heart of the South. One of the best racetracks, one of the ones I've been to more than any other racetrack. Went last year, had a blast. It's always fun at Talladega, Alabama. If you go to Talladega and you don't have a good time, I don't know what to tell you. This sport ain't for you. I don't care what kind of racing you see on TV. When you're there in person, it's a whole different ball game. Such a great venue. They have really beefed it up. In and out traffic is not as anywhere near as bad as it used to be. And it's a great time. If you got the track you want to get to, Talladega is that one. Well, I got to thank our sponsors, of course. We got to thank Hidden Whip Brewing Company. Been here the whole season. Huge sponsor, and we thank them for being on board. Find your escape. Lincoln Tech for their sponsorship of the entire spring season. May I say, probably the best season that Goat Locker has ever had. And I don't say that lightly. I mean it. Save 22. Save 22 talladega.vent. Well, Talladega brings all the good and the bad. If you're locked in like Patrick Dravick, boy, it's all about your teammates tonight. We take a look at this playoff. We'll take a look at it one more time, and you can see Ellingson there, Pendleton, his teammates. That's what it's all about tonight. How good is your team? Do you have a good enough team to try to make it happen? That's what we're going to find out. Who has the best teamwork? And, of course, 90% of it's luck, baby. You got to be in the right place at the right time. The cautions have to fall exactly where the pushes have to come from the right people at the right time, at the right corner, on the right point of the track. It all has to play out, and the winner will be the one who is the recipient of all of it. Well, qualifying is underway, and boy, we kind of want to talk to some of these drivers. Not going to be able to talk to everybody, but we'll do the best we can to maybe chat with some of the playoff drivers right now watching qualifying. As this is Jacob Linke here coming by to make his qualifying attempt, and we'll put the qualifying times up on the screen right now. Ryan Pendleton has the top spot. And you know what? Let's talk to Ryan Pendleton. Hope he's in the chat. We're not telling anybody we're doing this. This is on Travick going to take him off the top spot. Ryan, this Eddie in the booth got a copy.
What's up, Eddie?
Well, tonight, I'm excited. Talladega, cutoff race. It's good for me, good for the viewers. Maybe not so good for you. I don't know. Probably not what you would hope the track would be. But you got a good team. You always have really good teamwork. What's the focus tonight to get you in the Final Four?
Finish would be number one. Can't make it in if I don't finish. And then, just get up in front, have a chance at the end. That's all I really look for at Super Speedway. So it'll be fun, no doubt. Hopefully you guys got your beers ready and we can put on a good show.
Well, got confidence. How do you feel about Talladega being the cutoff race for the Final Four? Are you happy about that in your current situation? Do you wish it was different? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's exciting. It gives everyone a chance. I think it makes it fun for the guys like myself trying to fight to get in, and it'd make an interesting Final Four because you never know. There might be someone who gets it done in Talladega and gives them a shot. So all about.
There you have it. Yeah, Ryan Pendleton with the inside scoop here tonight as he's going to be looking to get himself into the playoffs. And let's talk to some other driver. Let's try to find somebody that we don't normally talk to that is in the playoffs. And let's see. I'd love to get McCarty up in here, but I don't think he is in here. Let's get, let's get Jacob Ellings in here. Let's get George Jewell. I'm going to talk to George Jewell. George, this Eddie in the booth got a copy.
Yes, sir, I do.
Man, and we got a driver cam. We throw you up on screen, buddy. Well, here you are in the playoffs, and, we've got the cutoff race for the Final Four. You've had a fantastic season. I mean, you've been really, really strong. I think a lot of people have taken notice that George Jewell has improved this season and come up in the world, and here you are at a chance of a Final Four. What is the plan for you tonight?
Well, all of us were talking about it, my teammates, and we're just going to play it out. I said I wanted to qualify. I kind of want to be up front. I don't want to be caught back in the mess right now, and plan is to kind of stay up front and stay with these GLR guys because these guys are tough, and that's what we got to do. Got Sim Motion on board. I'm ready to take it to the front and hopefully a win tonight.
I love it, man. I love the confidence. I can kind of feel it. So you feel like there's a chance that you can get it done tonight, and I do believe that you can. You can probably just point yourself in the way you've been running. George, congratulations on a great season. Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much. You guys enjoy the race.
There you have it, George Jewell. I love the confidence out there tonight, man. Hey, some people feeling good. Talladega makes everybody feel good. So let's jump into the grid, though. We got to see who's going to be starting on the front row. We got to give away the Jam Printing Promotions Pole Award, and it's the fella that's already locked in on pole with a 54.337. Timothy Stubblefield, Stub Nation. Rise up. Your boy is on the front row. He's going to be starting in that second position. In third, it's going to be Jeremy Gardner with Jamie Barkus outside of row number 2. In fifth, going to be Christopher Morse Jr., somebody looking to get himself into the playoffs. Brandon Wallace there in sixth. In seventh, George Jewell, who we just talked to, and Jamie Lipke in eighth. In ninth, Chris Sawyer, Daytona winner last season, somebody who can get it done, who needs a win here tonight. he is your guy. He starts in that 9th position. Jacob Ellingson, neck brace and all. I mean, what? Hey, if you're going to wear a neck brace to a race, Talladega is probably the best place to do it. I mean, you're probably going to need it after this one. Jacob Ellingson right there on the cutoff line. He is in danger if things don't go his way. He needs to have a good night here tonight. He's going to start in that 10th position. In 11th, going to be Frederick Seagraves Jr., another playoff driver, a row of playoff drivers here, as they're going to be fighting to get into the race. Are starting to roll now. Daniel Cunningham, another playoff driver, going to start in 13th. 14th, Kyle Deering. In 15th, Logan Threlkeld making a start here in that Kellogg's 30 machine. I like it. Charles Abert in that 16th position. 17th, Kevin Price with Jacob Linke in 18th. 19th, Matt Knights with Noah Holgard. He made it tonight. Congratulations, Noah. You made it. No problems, and you're in the race. Congratulations. Have a good race. Duncan Fall are going to start in that 21st position with Logan Sturgeon in 22nd. 23rd is Tyler Justice. And round out your field is going to be Ricky Sisk Jr. Well. The cars are rolling. We got them on the track, and the only thing left is to look at the race analysis. So 60 laps here tonight, 55 miles an hour on pit road. Tire sets available, 4, who cares? 2 green, white checkered attempts. I don't know what I just said there. Hopefully I didn't say anything bad. 2 green, white checkered attempts, 100% fuel tonight, and that iRacing fixed setup. Well, fuel run's going to be anywhere between 36 and 40 laps or so. So with it being 60 laps, you can definitely make it on one stop. Will we get a green flag pit stop? You know, hey, look, if you got money that you burn, put it on green flag pit stop. If you just want to get rid of some money, like, I got all this money, what do I do with it? Well, put it on that we're going to go green the whole way, because I can guarantee you it ain't going to happen. And I'll eat those words later. You know what? I'll eat my shoe if we go green to the end. So there's a lot on the line. So much to talk about tonight, and we'll talk about it during the race. But we got some racing getting ready to come up here. I got a big field, 24 drivers. They always show up for Talladega, baby. That's what we love to see. Pace car getting ready to pull off, and we got 24 hungry drivers. We got 7 that need to make it into the playoffs. Who's going to make it, and who's going to be left in the dust? We're going to find out right now. Patrick Dravick leads them down to the green flag. 60 laps at Talladega. Who is going to the round of 4 at Texas next week? We're going to find out. Green flag in the air. If that don't tickle your tickle spot, I don't know what does. Seeing these cars get up to speed, as you can see, Patrick Dravick and Jamie Barkas already working together. They started on that outside line, and they have fallen down in front of Timothy Stubblefield for that second position as they go down into turn 3 and 4. And you can see Goat Locker Racing leading the way, as you can see a little spread out situation throughout the field. And we'll see that kind of for the first part of the race. You'll see the intensity just slowly ramp up over time. You got some guys that are willing to be aggressive, some guys that aren't willing to be aggressive. They'll be running in the back, trying to avoid the wreck. They do have a fast repair if they need it. So if a wreck does happen, you still do have an extra car. But you don't want to use that. You want to stay out of the trouble. And I tell you, the best place to stay out of the trouble is right there where Patrick Dravick is and Brandon Wallace up front, as Jacob Ellingson pushing the 99 up front. He's trying to join his teammates as Brandon Wallace surges ahead down the back straightaway, and he will hold the lead for now, and he'll drop down, abandon his push, and go down in 3 and 4 and drop in front of those GLR boys. Brandon Wallace is going to take the lead here on lap 2. We'll see if he can get around to the start-finish line. Ray Ellingson says, do I have shoes on? I feel like there's a joke there, and I'm going to walk right into it. No, I do not have shoes on. Why? Let's take a look at our points. We do have live points tonight, so we will pay attention to this as it goes on. And I can tell you right now, Levi McCarty going to be out of it as he is not here tonight. So big story there as far as points goes, but you'll be able to pay attention to this as the race goes on. You see Patrick Dravic has 3,000 points, which means that he is locked in. And you'll see when somebody takes the lead that's not Patrick Dravic, they'll get a huge boost in points. Will just indicate that they are in the lead. Brandon Wall is currently in the lead, so he is obviously not on there. But you can see the movement already as Levi McCarty not here tonight, going to drop out of the playoffs for sure. So that leaves Christopher Morse, George Jewell, and Chris Sawyer there who are out currently. So top 4 currently in. Daniel Cunningham now the cutoff line. But 2 by 2 at the moment. You can see those lines not perfectly tight. You see the 50 of Kyle Deering there. There's a lot of space between him and the cars in front and behind. But up front is where it's at. As you can see the big pushes coming from Jacob Ellingson to the back bumper of Patrick Dravic as they go down into turn 3 and 4. And early on, you want to give those pushes on the straightaways. But as you see, he's not really trying to push in the corner. And, oh, my goodness. Oh, and he blows his motor. Jacob Ellingson blows his motor, and the 50 is just plowing in the back bumper of him like, where are you supposed to go? I don't know, but no caution, but blows his motor. I was just about to talk about this, and you can hear it. No motor, and he's not going to be able to make it all the way around. He's going to have to take a tow, and so a playoff driver, huge problems here as he's going to blow his motor, and that's one thing you can't do, which is the problem is he was pushing for too long, pushed the heat of that engine, and, man, already big trouble for Jacob Ellingson. Oh, really? Because that's what I'm going to eat. Because I said I would eat a shoe if we went green all the way to the end. Yeah, I mean, so Ellingson's still in this thing. He's got to take a tow now. It's going to take a while, and he's going to have to come back. And we'll see if we can kind of get a replay of this and kind of give it to you. I know we don't want to spend too much time, but let's go on board with him. You can hear it. Watch as it lets go. Boom. You hear it. And once it does that, it's that's all she wrote. So pushed it a little bit too hard. He'll be able to get that damage fixed with that fast repair. However, he will be a couple laps down. So he's not out of it. Jacob, if you're listening, do not quit for the love of God. Do not quit. Stay in it. There is a lot of racing, a lot that can happen. He's going to go 1, maybe 2 laps down, maybe 3. But there is a lot that can happen here. But you can see that drops him out of the playoffs, and that's going to promote George Jewell into the playoffs. He's actually tied with Christopher Morse Jr. there for 4th. You see Morse gained a spot by pushing Patrick Dravic. And now he's up into 4th. So there is so much that can happen tonight with these points. I'm going to leave them up there for a while just so you can see how much it moves around at the moment. But Ryan Pendleton blinks out. Ryan Pendleton having connection issues, so playoff drivers having all kind of trouble here. One didn't show up, and one's blinking out. Up front, it has been nothing but Goat Locker Racing as they are controlling the lines. And now when you are and Jacob Ellingson has been able to clear his meatball flag. He's going to come out. He is going to go another lap down. The pack is coming by right now. They're coming through the trial, so they will eat him up. But he is the only driver a lap down. If the caution were to come out right now, he'd be back on lead lap. So not the end of the world for Jacob Ellingson. But he's going to need a little help here. But up front, what you're seeing right now is the teamwork that we talked about early on in the broadcast, which is the best team is going to win this. Right now, you can see Jamie Barkis, Patrick Dravic controlling both lanes. They control the race at the moment. Now, you do see some drivers, Noah Hogarth, Duncan Fall trying to make a 3rd lane happening. So we'll see if they can get up there and try to make a move. And you can see they are doing a great job of it as Duncan Fall is pushing the absolute hell out of Noah Hogarth, and he's going to go right to the front. They don't want to blow a motor either. They've been hooked up for quite a while, but Noah Hogarth crosses the line. He's going to lead that lap with a big push from Duncan Fall. As you can see, that's the 21 of Chris Sawyer right behind him. The 61 going to come disconnected. You can see they're going to drop back a little bit. Get that motor a little bit too hot. And now both the GLR drivers will retake control of the race, but they're controlling both lanes. Yeah, they could be nose to tail, but they control the race better by leading the lines. Most people are early not going to step out and try to make moves. The only way you're going to get up there is with that third line like Noah and Duncan are doing. So, yeah, a lot to think about here. The 07 does pull down in front of the 15 as that middle line starts to break apart. And we'll see if they try to pick up Jacob Ellingson here. I would not be surprised to see that 07 try to pick him up and push. Now, that will kind of jack up the bottom line. So we'll see exactly how they try to make this work. This could be dangerous. You can see there is Jacob Ellingson. The pack is catching up to him. He's right on that bottom line. There's going to be a checkup here. That's going to surge the middle line. They're going to push him, get out of shape, Drabick down to the inside. You can see Stubblefield gets knocked out of line, and Matt Knight's going to go below the apron. You can see the according effect that had, but successfully made the move there, and now Jacob Ellingson's going to be leading that bottom line, and he will bounce back and forth between being 1 lap down or 2 laps down, depending on whether or not he's out front here. So those goat locker guys going to be pushing the heck out of him, waiting for a caution. And if a caution does come out, even though he's a lap down, about to go 2, he will get the lucky dog and get back on lead lap. So this is that teamwork. You love to see it. I love Talladega for that type of stuff. If you got a strong team, you will be able to control so many things. You see all those plate races, those money races these guys do on iRacing. And the same guys win every time, and it's for a reason. And it's because they have the best team. They know how to work these races. You can see Christopher Morris going to drop down to the bottom. That middle lane just not materializing. So he's going to fill the gap between Jamie Barkas and Patrick Drabick. So we're going to see sort of a chill moment for a little bit as everybody is just trying to ride, make it to the end. 81 sees the middle line coming with Stubblefield, and he is going to jump up in front, get a little shove here. I think that's Ryan Pendleton in that 23, that black car in the middle. And Jamie Lipke going to have some connection issues as well. That's always a little bit nervous in the pack. But up front, Christopher Morse gets a huge shove and kind of pushes out there, but doesn't have any help. He's going to have to drop back to the 23, and looks like Ryan Pendleton's going to jump in front of Noah Hogarth. My goodness, the 81 making a wild block to try to stop that move, and Ryan Pendleton said, no, I think I will just go right on by you. You can see when Morse made that move, it just killed that run up top, and he is all the way back in the 9th position, now 10th. As his help, Noah comes off of him, and he is just losing spots after that block, so did not work out well for him as Ryan Pendleton now leads the top line. Here comes Tyler Justice by himself, says, I'm going to the front. He pulls out, had a huge run, stalls it out just a little bit, though. Here comes Logan Sturgeon to try to give him a shove. Little shove to the back bumper of Tyler Justice. You can see him taking up a good amount of time. Tyler Justice will now lead that second line as the middle line is a couple blinkers. Ryan Pendleton, Jamie Lipke not having the best connection night. As you see that outside line real tight. That's going to kind of surge them forward here in just a minute. Logan Sturgeon gets to the back bumper, pushes them through the tri-oval. And we're 3 wide here on the front stretch, coming to the start-finish line. Big surge for the 33s. Now he's even with the leader, Patrick Drabick. Tyler Justice will nudge out ahead of the lead. And Tyler Justice, who was all the way in the back with the help of Logan Sturgeon and some good moves, he will go right to the front. Is he going to leave his teammate? He does. So he's going to pull in front of Jacob Ellingson, putting Ellingson 2 laps down, which is exactly what Ellingson did not want to see happen. So We'll see how aggressive Ellingson is here to try to get back around Tyler Justice, try to leave him out to dry. He's got all the help he needs behind to make those moves. Justice going to go up the track a little bit, and that's just exactly what Ellingson wanted to see happen. So now Ellingson will go back one lap down. So if you aren't here and you're just joining us, Jacob Ellingson pushing his teammates out front, blows a motor, has to tow, goes down pit road, comes back out as Noah Hogart in the wall a little bit, and now is one lap down, in danger of going two. He's trying to stay in that lucky dog position, and his teammates are trying to help him. You can see he drops 2 spots since the start of the race into points from inside the top 4, now outside. So right now, Drabick obviously locked in. Ryan Pendleton is having a great night so far with points, running up in that 4th position, has got him well above the cutoff line. Daniel Cunningham in 3rd, and then Christopher Morse Jr. has clawed back to that final cutoff spot. George Jewell, Jake Ellingson, Chris Sawyer, the first drivers out at the moment. Big surge. Look at Christopher Morse with the 09 of Frederick Seagraves Jr. Frederick Seagraves Jr. was a playoff driver. Did not make the round to 8, but made the round to 12. Had a fantastic season. And now is looking to push that 81 out front. You can see they just don't have the numbers up on the top side. They can push and lock bumpers for a little bit, but we've already seen you can't do that for long. So without some help there in the top line, not much that he can do. Tyler Justice still leads the way, as that bottom line just trying to keep that 27 out front in case there's a caution, which is always possible here at Talladega. Look at them, 3 wide, 3 rows deep. They ain't riding around single file, I promise you right there. It ain't happening. Here comes Chris Morse with a big push. Now draws even with that bottom line, not quite to the middle line just yet. Will they be able to do it before they run out of steam? Great racing so far here in the Hidden Wit Brewing Company Xfinity Series, and see some moving back and forth. The connection issues obviously going to make it a little bit tough to run here, but man, that outside line making a good push here is now Christopher Morse got to go to the lead. And you can see on the standing side with him going out front, it locks him in. The point standing is, the 09 gets out of shape. Frederick Seagraves, I thought he lost it. And you can see lost all momentum, and that top side just falls apart. They get reconnected as they try to get that 3rd line going, but right now it's still a weird race at the moment where Tyler Justice is leading the race, but they keep pushing him out ahead of Ellingson. Ellingson, they're leading that bottom line as he gets a little bit sideways going into the tri-oval. Right now, he's the lucky dog. I mean, he's going to be the lucky dog either way, but he's only going to get, he's going to go from 2 laps down to 1 lap down. If the caution comes out right now, he's on the lead lap. If Tyler Justice noses out ahead like he does almost right there, and the caution comes out, he's still a lap down. Here comes, and Tyler Justice goes up to the outside line, going to let Logan Sturgeon lead that middle line as they're moving around up here. Everybody's jockeying position. Nobody likes to be Christopher Morse where you had a head of steam and somebody jumps up in front of you, but that's Dega, baby. And you can see that outside line suffering because of it. They have to regenerate that. Is Ellingson again on the entry to the tri-oval, almost loses it as they're being aggressive with the pushes. Nick Moore says, no, thank you to Tyler Justice. Going to go back around him on the outside. We are 4 wide going into turn 1. Oh, man, it is close. There is not a whole lot of room there. Frederick Seagraves backs out of it, gets back in line. Great job by everybody. If that was an official race, that's a wreck. there on the bottom right. Still see the points. Daniel Cunningham currently your leader. Now, here is a problem, unfortunately, for this strategy for the 27. He's going to need something quickly. And I'm not going to spend too much time, but a few drivers back here, Kyle Deering, Ricky Sisk Jr., and Jacob Linke have lost the draft. They are 30 seconds behind Daniel Cunningham, who's running in the back of the main pack. And if these guys go a lap down, that kills Jacob Ellingson's shot at getting back on the lead lap. Now, they're still quite a ways away. They are going through turn 3. 30 seconds is still a long time here. They're making 51-second laps, but it is not going to take long for that pack to catch them. And so, something to be thinking about. We'll see if they catch them before the pit stops. But if they do catch them, unfortunately, Ellingson's night is likely over. So, such a tough thing. These playoffs are some of the worst, man. God, they can just crush you. I mean, he's pushing his teammate out there to the front, overheats the engine probably just the first time, and the motor just blows. And it changes the whole outlook of your playoffs. Well, Ellingson's still leading this line. Chris Morse now in the middle. He's got Duncan Fall behind him in that 61 machine, pushing him through the middle of this track. He is currently leading the race, Christopher Morse Jr. And you can see he's up there in second now in points with that win in your end point system. And look at Logan Surgeon up on the top side. That 26 machine's got Tyler Justice all over him. Tired of this camera. What camera is that? There we go. Let's get a little inside view here of Tyler Justice so we see what it looks like. You can't see squat. As they go through the trioval, he just locked onto that bumper. Full lock entertainment. 26 machine. Gives him a little shove. Backs off of the throttle just a little bit as they go into turn 1. To try to generate a run off the top side as they get, he wants to get to his back bumper right as they get to the straightaway, and he's going to do it. Lock onto that bumper and just push. Give him all that full momentum down the back straightaway. And just do that ever so slightly as the race goes on, just trying to stay up front. That's what you want to do. You don't want to get shuffled to the back. And we've seen drivers like Tyler Justice be able to drive back up towards the front, but you have to be careful that you don't get stuck back there. We've seen that third line be successful, and you can see right now the third line falls apart as Logan Sturgeon and Tyler Justice lose all their help, and they're just going to fall back here as the third line dissipates here on lap 24. We talked about pit road. We obviously won't see any green flags stopped before lap 30. Well, once 30 hits, then all bets are off. The danger of going a lap down here doesn't really apply like it does in other situations, other tracks where you want to come down maybe a little bit later because you're scared about a caution. Here at Talladega, you can come down pit road. You're not going to take tires. You're going to take fuel only because that's the fastest way to come down pit road, fuel only, and come out. You'll be half a track behind the pack and be able to get hooked up and stay on the lead lap. So you can pretty much pit anywhere from lap 30, 31 on. So we'll see when that window opens who decides to come down early. Now, if you're Goat Locker and you got all the teamwork, you got all the groups, you got the numbers game, they can do whatever they want. They can come down at lap 30. They can come down, at 40-ish whenever the fuel starts to run out. So it's completely up to them how they want to do it. If you're a solo driver or you have just a couple guys on your team, you got to be thinking, it's a numbers game. We got to have, if it's just two of us, we can't just pit me and you. We got to go down with a big group. So you're waiting, you're listening for that call of I'm pitting, and you come down with a group and try to hook up with them to stay with the main pack because it is very lonely. You and just one other person come down pit road and you miss that pack. It'll be a tough rest of the race. But right now it is all calm up front as Patrick Drabick and Christopher Morse Jr. keep kind of trading the lead back and forth up front. You see the 27 of Jacob Ellingson. However, We've talked about it a bunch. He is one lap down, trying to stay just one lap down. And get back into this race. No caution so far in the night. I said the possibility of us going green flag to the end is so low that I would eat a shoe, and I might. I don't know. I don't know what leather tastes like, but I might find out. I guess I don't know. Because right now these guys have done incredible. It's been hard racing. You've seen some scary moments, but so far, crossing the line for lap 27, we are caution free. So green flag pit stops going to be opening up in the next few laps. So right here, this is where Fox goes to commercial because there's nothing going on. I got plenty to talk about. We got all kinds of stuff to talk about, and we're going to do it. And the playoffs is sort of the big thing. Right now, Daniel Cunningham leads the way. He's got a 3-point lead over George Jewell, and Cunningham is back here with Brandon Wallace, who we saw up front early in this race, just riding back here in the back, trying to stay out of trouble, knowing how important it is. And you can see he's in the back of the field, and he's still in the playoffs. So he's obviously knows what he needs to do. Now, George Jewell is up here in that 36 machine. He's running in 11th. He gains a few spots. Boom, now he's in. So it is not guaranteed for anybody. Even Chris Sawyer, who's down there tied with Jake Ellingson, if he gets a win, he's going to lock himself in. So that cutoff line could move with a new winner out of one of these 8 right here, one of the 7, or else 6, actually, because Gravic's already locked in. So a lot can still happen. Still a long way to go. And I'm sure there'll be plenty of drama to talk about throughout the race. We're still watching, waiting. If a caution happens, we'll see a huge sigh of relief for that 27 machine. But so far, it's not happened. And he is probably just blown away that there hasn't been a caution just yet, which, honestly, I'm surprised myself. But that's going to give us an opportunity to talk about something very, very important to Goat Locker. I'm going to put it up in front of the race, and I know you're like, I'm trying to see what's going on. But Goat Locker Racing needs you. We need your help. Goat Locker Racing doing incredible things, giving sim rigs to deserving veterans in Indiana and Ohio. And Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs is a huge part of that. The grant that they give to Goat Locker is a huge, huge part of it. If you've got a phone with a camera on it, scan it, and it'll take you right to where you need to go. It doesn't cost anything. They're not asking for money. Of course, they would love a donation, but they're not asking for money. Just scan that. Let Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs know that that Goat Locker is worth the investment, which we know they are, but we need to prove it to some folks sometimes. And if you want to use your phone and text 79848, text the word Goat Locker, all one word. That'll do the exact same thing. So, all right. Well, the time has come. When do you pit? And also, unfortunately, you see these lap cars coming up on the field. And they're racing side by side and making contact. What the heck is going on there? And they are right in front of the field. Here comes the field. Going to go by them. They're going to move up to the top line. And unfortunately, for Jacob Ellingson, that is the worst thing that could happen. Because now Jacob Ellingson is one lap down, along with those drivers that just went a lap down, and he will no longer be in the lucky dog spots. And now Ellingson's race just got even a little bit harder, but all that can change in a heartbeat. He is still one lap down. If he can, if those guys lost the draft already, they could lose it again. So there's still hope. But now the trying to get back on lead lap has just gotten much, much harder for that 27 machine. So playoff hopes at jeopardy for the 27. If you don't know, he got hit by a car the other day. He's out here racing. He's raced every single race since he got into an accident. He got T-bone broke. He's got a piece of his vertebra. I think it got chipped off. I think he's got a broken wrist, I do believe. He's in a neck brace. He's not on video camera tonight, but what a trooper coming out here racing in those type of conditions. But not having the night that he would like to have, and he is in danger of falling out of the playoffs. Well, 2 lines, 2 by 2. Pit stops is what we're waiting on. When, who, what, how, and why do they come down pit road? The why is very easy. They need fuel. They'll run out, and they won't make it to the end if they don't do that. The how, they'll slow down, come down to pit road speed 55 miles an hour. The what, yeah, I don't know. This bit's falling apart, but when is the question I really want to know, and it's going to be in a few laps. You'll run, I think what's told to me was about 36 to 40. And if you've been drafting, saving a little bit of fuel, lifting, you may go a little bit further than that. But at this point, you can come on whenever. There's really no bad time. It's just you want to come in with a group of cars. That's really the important thing. You don't want to come in alone. You want to make sure that when you come down pit road, you're coming down together. Now, what can happen is when that happens, it could be a mayhem, a mess of drivers. They all come down pit road together, try not to run over each other. So that's something I wonder if the 27 is thinking about at the moment. Of do I stay out and hope that there's a caution like that when they come down pit road? I don't know, interesting strategy. I think if I'm the 27 and goat locker, maybe you try to stay out as long as you can. Ryan Pendleton safely in, I would say. He's got a few points, so I don't know. He doesn't have enough to play with, though, so I don't know if Ryan will be on the similar strategy. Right now, I feel like the 07 and 15 will be kind of committed to trying to get the 27 back into this thing. So I think they'll do whatever's best for the 27. Barkus not in the playoffs, and Patrick Drabick already locked into the championship race. So I think we'll see Ryan Pendleton do what he needs to do for points, but those two to try to do whatever they can to help 27. So far, that's exactly what they've done. Coming around to lap 35, it's still the same. You've got Drabick and Christopher Morse Jr. running for the lead. Jamie Barkus, Duncan Fall in that next row, and then you got Timothy Stubblefield and Ryan Pendleton in 5th and 6th as they run side by side. No third lane at the moment, and like these, see Ricky Sis Jr. here is the first driver that is 1 lap down in that 12 machine. Part of that group that went a lap down. So well, looking down at the standings, you can see Ryan Pendleton in second now with Morse not in the lead. When he does go to the lead, Morse jumps ahead. And Daniel Cunningham still holding on to that 4th position, just 2 points above George Jewell at the moment. Well, it's been a great season in the Xfinity Series. It's not over. We got an exciting ending to this race for sure. And then we've got a race next week, a championship race, crown a champion at Texas. But this season has been a lot of fun. It's been so much fun with this schedule. I think, obviously Logan Surgeon can build a schedule. He's done it many a times for an Xfinity Series, and it's no different this season. Oh, here they come. Pit road. Now wide open looks like Jeremy Garner going to lead them down, although I can't click on the damn car. And I think Jeremy Garner is going to be speeding. He is. So Jeremy Garner coming down pit road is going to have a speeding penalty. Take a look at it real quick. Try the best we can. We'll watch this one more time, and then we'll jump right back into the action. More pit stops are going to be coming, but watch as he's going to really try to get down the pit road speed 55 miles an hour. You can see just not able to get it slowed up, locking up the front. And he is going to have a black flag. Going to have to sit and wait 40 seconds on pit road. That is a tough ask. So the first drivers coming down pit road, Logan Surgeon, Tyler Justice. No takers this lap. George Jewell coming down pit road as well. George Jewell had a slow stop. And, oh, man, another driver with a mistake. 16.6 seconds for George Jewell. I think he might have taken tires, and boy, you don't want to do that. And you can see he's got nobody around him. He's going to have to hope those guys come down pit road quickly. You can see the pack coming behind him. He is in big trouble. So George Jewell now, unfortunate to see that happen. 16.6 seconds versus 9 seconds for Logan Surgeon and Tyler Justice. I said it was a numbers game, and now he is all alone, no dancing partner, no draft at all. And I can tell you what, this is a lonely, lonely feeling. Up front, though, no takers on pit road as we continue to run. Lap 38 here. You can see somebody else coming out of pit road. It's Matt Knights. He's going to go a lap down. He also took 4 tires. So not quite sure what happened to George Jewell, why he spent so much time on pit road, but he really needs a caution at this point. He needs it bad. There he is right there. You can see. And just to help, I mean, hey, appreciate the shout out, V-Speed, on the trunk lid. But I don't know. What do you do here? You try to block them. You get up out of the way. George knows what's at stake, and he's just going to move up out of the way. And yeah, I think that's the George Jewell thing to do right there. Is he could just try to block the line and stay out front, but going to let him go. Tough deal there for George. We're still waiting on the leaders to come down pit road. You see the 30 of Logan Threlkeld. Speaking of V-Speed, up here and kind of riding around for a little while. Finds a little space. Got Kevin Price right behind him. Got that Kellogg's number 30 machine trying to go up to the front. As you can see everybody down on the bottom. You can see Patrick Drabick. You see the 27. Ryan Pendleton and Barkus all down on that bottom line, getting ready to come down pit road. And here they come. Brakes off. They come down pit road for their stop. And oh, boy, Logan Threlkeld and Patrick Drabick goes around. Drabick spinning on pit road. No caution comes out. And Threlkeld missed pit road. He is throwing up rooster tails. No caution, but could not. That's what we were talking about. So much can happen, and it happened. Watch from this blimp view as they all try to come down pit road together. Oh, he gets maybe a little bit of help from the 23, but just on the brakes, trying to slow it down. You can see Patrick Drabick spinning there. And it's Logan going to go through the grass here. A little bit of, you're really pissing off the landscape, folks. And, man, that's a huge deal there. As right now, Kevin Price going to come down as well. He is going to come down all by himself to make his pit stop. And looking as these guys come out of pit road, here comes Jeremy Barkus. Now all of a sudden a little bit lonely as the pack is just all kind of spread out with all that mess. My goodness, you can't even see any of the cars. I mean, that's going to be your leader, Charles Abert. Now has a black flag, looks like for speeding as well. You see, race control, black flag for speeding for the number 7 of Charles Abert. Well, here comes the group behind him. And look who it is. Chris Sawyer in that number 21 machine. Going to go right around Jamie Barkus. Goat Locker had control of this race, and boom, Chris Sawyer now going to go up to the top of the standings. If the race ends right now, he is locked in. A Daytona winner. He knows how to get it done. And with 18 laps to go after that pit cycle, he is in the lead. Now, you can see the pack behind. They are coming, and they've got the numbers. If they can work together, that's led by Frederick Seagraves Jr. And you can see Daniel Cunningham, Ryan Pendleton. They're going to catch up to Jacob Ellingson. Unfortunately for Ellingson, he's just going to have to be help here. And he's going to move out of the way. Ellingson, without a caution, he is going to be in big trouble. And these guys can definitely catch, but they are running side by side, kind of spanned out. If they need to get together and try to run down the lead little pack, because now they're getting in a 4-car draft. And if you're on this 4-car draft, you want to stay hooked up and try to pull away. You don't want that pack to catch you. It's all about percentages. Right now, if I'm in that top 4, I have a 25% chance of winning. Every car that I had that percentage is, oh my goodness, who is that? The 12 of Ricky Sisk, it looks like, gets a shove from Duncan Fall as they were trying to catch up to that lead pack, and almost disaster as Jamie Barkus now going to pull out. And they're going to break this little pack up, and they can feel the pack coming. They know that group is coming, so they want to get out there and control the race. You can see Noah Hogard also jumping out, but Frederick Seagrave said, no, sir, I'm going to go right down to the bottom, looking to the middle, now going to go up to the top. 81 doesn't know where he wants to be. This is sort of a chaotic moment where all the momentum is sort of meeting for these drivers. Right now, Morse leads the way. Barkus now leads that second line. And Tyler Justice is going to fall in as now the pack sort of comes together. Ricky Sisk having an issue there driving. The car is just not driving the way he wants to. The big old gap as it gets loose. And now here comes a lap car of Jeremy Gardner, who served that penalty, also had a black flag, and 81 going to go around and put him a lap down. So now that, Marcus, turn, he's going to turn back up into the track. And I think he made contact with Ryan Pendleton, and he saves it. What? Unbelievable. A caution does come out. For what? I don't know. I have no idea what the caution is for. It may be for Kyle Deering here. And it is. So I thought, my goodness, what in the world? How did that bring out the caution? And you're going to watch it right here. Kyle Deering, while all that other stuff was going on, Kyle Deering, 37 gets to his inside, and the 50 just going to go spinning in the tri-oval. And while all that was happening, Jamie Barkus was having the damn save of his life. Let's go back and watch that if we can. Got to see what happened. On board with Jamie Barkus. His caution is out, and I don't have to eat a shoe. That makes me happy. Now, I think they had to check up here, and I think Ryan Pendleton was behind. But, man, watch this save as he bounces off the 91 and locks it up. 2-foot smash. The 91 has major damage here, and so lucky that the caution came out. Watch this from the 91 of Daniel Cunningham. Playoff driver does not need to have something like this happen, and we'll go back and watch and see exactly what happened between these drivers. But you're going to watch this checkup, and all of a sudden, Barkus going to come back up into him. Wow. And you can see big damage to that 91. He was done if that caution did come out on the other side of the track. Very, very lucky for the 91 machine. He's going to come down pit road, get that fast repair. But let's go back and try to see if we can watch on board Pendleton, see exactly what happened. Oh, Pendleton just comes up into the 15 like he didn't know he was there. Yeah, they just kind of move up together and make contact. But, my goodness, there's a lot to talk about there. Here it comes down, folks down pit road. I don't know why. They should be able to make it on fuel, but some folks electing to come down and for what? I don't know. Get tires? I'm not sure. I'm not sure why you would come down pit road at this moment. And now, if you're Daniel Cunningham and Jamie Barkus, you want to get that damage fixed that you just incurred. And so Barkus will come down, get a fast repair and 4 tires. And so will Daniel Cunningham, who, like I said, if that caution doesn't come out due to that accident with the 50 and the 37, we're talking about Daniel Cunningham potentially being out of the playoffs. So, I mean, a huge break for both those drivers, really, but for sure Daniel Cunningham, who was sort of a bystander for that, and maybe a little bit of Ryan Pendleton, as he probably had a little bit of damage. We'll see if Pendleton uses fast repair. He doesn't, so his must have not been too bad. But so far, Jacob Ellingson, Jacob Linke, Jamie Barkus, Daniel Cunningham, fast repair has been used. And we're down to the end of this. I can't believe people pitted. I'm blown away. The only thing I can think of is they weren't prepared for green, white, checkered or something. Maybe didn't have enough fuel for that, but I can't imagine coming down pit road on that caution right there. Now, somebody who likely beneficiary is Patrick Drabick, who will get back on the lead lap after that pit road spin. He had to stay and take probably a little bit of required repairs after hitting that wall in the pit road entry. So he's back into it. But up front, Noah Hoggart, Jamie Lipke, Kevin Price, Logan Threlkeld, Matt Knights, your top five, they all stayed out under this caution. And I don't blame them one bit. I don't know why you'd pit. Well, glad to have everybody in chat tonight. Hope y'all are enjoying the race. This has been an exciting one. There's still a lot that can happen. Looking at the point situation, Patrick Drabick locked in. Daniel Cunningham, after all that rigmarole, is still second. He has jumped a ton of drivers. Ryan Pendleton is there in third, and Christopher Morse Jr. currently, if the race were to end like this, he would be your final four driver. Chris Sawyer there in fifth. Jacob Ellingson, he is now 2 laps down. It's going to be difficult. Unfortunately, once those 3, Linke, Deering, and Ricky Sisk went a lap down, that really killed any chance of Ellingson get back on the lead lap. Ellingson is 2 laps down. So that's a tough one. So he is back in 6th. George Jewell in 16th currently, although got lucky there because he went a lap down as well. So that caution really, really good for the driver of that 36 machine. So he's still going to be in it, just going to have some work to do, get back up towards the front. Levi McCarty didn't show up tonight, so he is obviously going to be out of it. So a lot that can happen, and it's going to happen between that 2nd and 7th position, and anything could happen with 12 laps to go here at Talladega. Unbelievable. Got a little love in chat for Noah's paint scheme here. 158 of... I can't read that. I think Coca-Cola's in the back. But nice paint scheme. I like the colors. Very unique. For sure. Well, all right. Getting ready to go green. And man, oh man, there is a lot that's going to happen here. Hold on to your butts. 12 laps to go in this one. So much on the line. There is not going to be any kind of patience at this point. All that patience that we saw early on, all out the window. And if you're those guys, if you're George Jewell, if you're Chris Sawyer, you got to go up there and probably win this race or get darn close to doing it. Green flag back out. Who's going to be in your final 4 at the Hidden Wit Brewing Company Xfinity Series? Jamie Lipke going to go down in front of Noah Hoggart on that restart. Got a huge push from the 30 of Logan Threlkeld. And you can see we're already 3 wide back there between Logan Sturgeon, Matt Knights. And here comes Christopher Morse Jr. to the outside. And Logan Threlkeld going to let him. Not going to move up. Going to hold on to that middle line. And here we are. 3 by 3 for the lead. Big push from the middle. Matt Knight shoving the 30 in the middle of the track. Oh, they get a, excuse me. Oh my gosh. A little bit out of shape, but able to maintain it. Excuse me. And Logan Threlkeld going to go out front. He's leading this race, but here comes Ryan Pendleton through the middle. The gap almost closed up. Look at this. See what this looks like on board the 26 of Logan Sturgeon here, as he is not in the playoffs, but he is in the thick of it right here. Middle, 3 wide. That is such a scary position to be in if you're looking from the outside in, but in the car you feel confident. You trust those guys around you that they're going to hold their line. Talladega is a huge track. We saw 4 wide a little bit earlier in this race, but look how close this pack is. Not a gap to be found. 10 cars deep here. Yeah, let's just say 5 or 6 cars deep. I was being a little, that'd be 30 cars. There's definitely not 30 cars in this little group. But right now, Logan Threlkeld, that bottom line is surging. Matt Knights has been pushing the crap out of Logan Threlkeld, trying to get out front. Be careful not to blow the motor. Boy, it's getting tight up there. The 81's going to go around Logan Sturgeon. Oh, it's the big one. Cars wrecking everywhere. The 61, the 21 wrecking on the front stretch. The 27 of Jacob Ellingson is spinning. Brandon Wallace with big damage. He's smoking. Black meatball for the 99. And there it is. We've been waiting on when that was going to happen. Christopher Morse with some damage. He was involved in that. And look at it. After that, with that damage, he is now outside of the cutoff. And George Jewell, who looks like he was able to get through it all. No, he's not. George Jewell with missing his hood. Must have been involved in that. Let's go back and find out exactly what happened. It all started right around the 81. Oh, Lord. We got to go back even further. Watching this big push here from the 26 and the 09 as the 64 comes up. Back it up just a little bit more. Oh, look at that. Good grief. Yeah, the 09 comes up and clips the 81, and when that does, sends Logan Sturgeon right into the wall. Brandon Wallace, big, huge hit. And there is Chris Sawyer, who's sitting sideways. Go on board with Frederick Seagraves. Watch from the front end of his car and just see as he kind of drifts up here. It gets real tight here in the trial when you see he's kind of drifting up. And Morse, honestly, may have come down just a tad, but yeah, I mean, Frederick Seagraves is like his car just sort of darted up to the right. You're going to see it right here. He sees to the right of the back bumper of the 26, and then he's just going to drift up the track. And when he does, going to turn the 81, and then, unfortunately for the 26 of Logan Sturgeon, right into the wall, right in front of Chris Sawyer. You could see the mayhem. Look at all these. Good God. It's like little wrecks. I used to play with the little die-cast cars in my living room. Just cause all the cars to wreck. You just go and move them with your hands. But man, look at that. Some drivers trying to make it through the wreck. See the 07 of Patrick Drabick down there by the wall as he makes contact. Jeremy Garner spinning. The big one. Well, what has that changed? Well, we've got guys that came down pit road. Faster Pairs used Brandon Wallace as a expired motor. It looks like he had to get a tow to get that black flag fixed. But a lot of Faster Pairs used there. Garner, Morse, George Jewell had to come down, get a Faster Pair. Charles Abert, Evan Price, Patrick Drabick, Noah Hogard, who was up front. Duncan Fall was involved. Chris Sawyer, Logan Sturgeon, all taking their Faster Pair here with still 7 or 8 laps to go. Probably 6 when we take the green flag. And you can see the change in the standings. Christopher Morse Jr. now 1 point ahead of George Jewell. I mean, these are literal positions that are going to separate them. And so much can happen. I mean, right now, nobody is safe. And there's still 20 drivers on the lead lap. So one mistake, one wreck, coming to the white flag, coming to the checker, could change whether or not you race for a championship or whether you are on the outside looking in. And it could all happen in a heartbeat, just like what we saw. That was a massive, massive wreck. Logan Threlkeld out front, not a playoff driver. Don't know if he's ran any race this season. But a V-Speed announcer announces on Friday night. So here on V-Speed. We're happy to see him up front, happy to see him in the race. I know he's having a good time and had a very solid first half of the race and has come alive here at the end and was leading when that all happened behind him. Ryan Pendleton there in second. You can see that reflected on the standings. So, oh, man. You know, the guys in the back, Chris Sawyer, he's back in 17th. George Jewell in 10th, along with Christopher Morse Jr. All those drivers still in play. Jake Ellingson, unfortunately, not going to be able to win at all. And I don't think that there is enough. I mean, anything can happen. These guys have already used their fast repair. So Ellingson is still in it, funny enough, because he's only 5 points back from the cutoff by staying in the race while he's in 23rd. If a wreck happens in the next couple laps and those drivers with fast repairs are gone, then Ellingson will pass them and will gain those spots and is very easily could get 5 spots before this thing's over with. So Jake Ellingson not completely out of it. Morris and Jewell have an accident here in this on this next restart. Ellingson could be in. So Ellingson, if I'm Ellingson, I'm going to the very back and I'm just dumping the throttle and just riding back there, just waiting to see if something like that happens so I don't get in the wreck. But regardless, here we go. Green flag, 7 laps to go, coming to 6. Who's going to win the race? Who's going to lock themselves into the playoffs? There is a lot on the line here. Who's going to get it done? They're going to roll into the Invets restart zone. Logan Threlkel roll on the throttle. Try not to get out too far ahead as they kind of do. They kind of separate themselves, and Ryan Pendleton going to drop down in front of Matt Knights. That bottom line missing some drivers as Jamie Barkas going to drop down to the bottom. Big pushes on the bottom, surging that line ahead as they kind of bailed on the top side. My goodness, there's drivers all over the place back here. I don't know what the heck's going on, but they all kind of keep it together as we go back up front. You can see the movement. Guys in desperation positions. Christopher Morse is in a desperate position. George Jewell in a desperate position. He's got to keep that driver of Christopher Morse at least 2 or 3 cars behind him. So Morse does not have time to wait around. He cannot wait. He cannot wait for a run or an opening that doesn't happen at the end of this thing. So, oh, a big shot for the 81. As there was an accordion effect right in front of him. Hopefully that didn't damage his car as he's going to drop back a little bit. But up front, it's still Logan Threlkel. And George Jewell up there making moves, trying to get himself into the Final Four and race his way into the championship race. And right now, the only person he needs to race and worry about is that 81 machine. He needs to be paying attention to where that 81 machine is and stay ahead of him at all costs. And that's all about making these moves at this moment. What you do right now is going to decide where you end up in this race. What line is moving? What line checks up? What moves do you make? Do you go down to the bottom? Do you stay in the top? Do you go to the middle or the top side? All those decisions you have to make in a split second, and they all affect how you're going to end up. Every move matters. So if you're George Jewell, you're trying. You see him there in that white and blue car in the middle. As you see the 80, Kevin Price going to go up to the outside, going to make it 3 wide as here comes Patrick Drabick as well. Oh, he's going to look to the inside of George Jewell. So George is going to try to squeeze him, but it's too late. The 07 is there, and they're going to be 4 wide back here. The 81 and Daniel Cunningham actually, as Jeremy Garner is door banging the 81 down the back straightaway, and you can see it is a 1-point differential. George Jewell needs some help. With 5 laps to go, he's out there by himself. No help as Patrick Drabick put him 3 wide. And Drabick now going to stick his nose to try to make it 4 wide again. Drabick. And Frederick Seagrave says, what in the world? Here comes the 07 again. What the heck is going on? He's going to get turned right in front of George Jewell. Big wreck behind him. And that's unbelievable. George Jewell right there. Going to get damage again to the front end of that machine. And Christopher Morse Jr. made it through. Wow. Unbelievable. Patrick Drabick locked into the playoffs. And, yeah, I mean, just making some moves there. See, it already made it 3 wide here, and it's going to just poking his nose four wide, and, you know, just eventually somebody's just going to close it up. It always happens, and right here, he's got the room, and looks like it might have been the 13 where that started. I thought they made contact a little bit earlier than that, but here's on board with Jamie Lipke here. And Drabick had plenty of room here, and so did Jamie. I'm not really sure how they made contact. We're going to watch. Here comes the 07. And, yeah, Jamie Lipke just turns down on that right rear quarter panel. And it is a mess after that. Tyler Justice involved, Kevin Price. And we'll go on board with George Jewell, who's going to have some damage to fix, I do believe. Go back and watch from his perspective. You can see it happen right in front of him. Let's go on board with George Jewell here. I mean, he's in the playoffs. He's doing what he's got to do. He's trying to get ahead, and then all of a sudden, we'll watch how it all quickly changes here at Talladega. Clean air, nothing out front, and all of a sudden, nowhere to go. Staring down the barrel of a Hidden Whip Brewing Company 07 machine, and man, now you're going to see some guys coming down pit road. George Jewell going to be one of them. How much damage does he have? Does he have enough time to get it fixed? He's already used that fast repair. Oh, man. Stress. And Jacob Ellingson loving this as he is. We'll watch the 36. He's got a meatball, so he has to come down. Required repairs. I see a little head shake on his camera. Not looking good for the 36 machine. Going to have to do those required repairs to keep going. We don't know how much it is, but that is effectively, if it's too much, might end his playoff run. So Christopher Morse now in that 4th position pretty comfortably. We've just seen that it all can change in a heartbeat. Ellingson still in that 6th position, although he is with Morse up there in 4th position. He's pretty far back from potentially making it. If something happens to Morse, Ellingson is actually only 1 point out. Let's say Morse wrecks out here, disconnects, or something terrible happens to the 81, which we're not hoping happens. But if it does, Ellingson could be 1 point out of the Final Four after being multiple laps down. He was able to gain a couple spots there, which has helped him out a lot. He's going to need a lot more help. All right, first of 2 green-white checkers. You all know how green-white checkered works, but we'll tell you about it anyway. They will take the green flag. They'll come around and take the white flag. If they take the white flag, they will race back to the checker. There is no caution that ends the race here on iRacing. We race all the way back. Not a safety issue here in the virtual world. So we'll go all the way back to the checkered flag. However, if a caution comes out before the leader takes the white flag, pace car will pull back out on the track. We'll go around a few more times, and we will try it one more time. So just 2 attempts. Now, curiously, is who used auto fuel? Out of Matt Knight's, Logan Threlkeld, and others. Those are the 2 that I might only be worried about. Those 2. I think they're both okay. I don't think we got to worry about any fuel here. All right, we'll get doubled up for the restart. Jeremy Garner will be the lucky dog here. He'll get back on lead lap. That leaves 18 drivers on the lead lap. 1.5 minutes for repairs here for George Jewell. Is that car in good enough shape? I mean, he's just going to have to dig. It doesn't matter now. His whole season rides on the next few laps And you can see he is not able to drive. Yeah, I mean, his car is completely jacked up. And no power in that 36. He's not able to drive it at all. You're just going to have to hope there is a couple huge crashes here that takes out a couple folks ahead of him. Man, this has been one of the most dramatic races that I've seen all season long. And, I mean, that's what happens when you put it at the cutoff race for the Final Four. This is what kind of racing you get, and I love it. If you're not enjoying this, I don't know what to tell you. This is there is a lot going on here, and there's a lot that can still happen. Christopher Morse, at this point, if you're Morse, it's hard to know if you really know the situation. Now, if he's watching the broadcast, he knows. He knows that he's good. He just needs to push Matt Knights out there, finish fourth, take his fourth place winnings and go on to Texas with a shot at winning a championship. But if he's not watching the broadcast, he may not know, and he may think, I got to win. I got to just win and get in. And that changes your mindset, how you do things. So, a lot that can go on here. First of two, green-white checkers. Ryan Pendleton out front. He's got Logan Threlkeld behind him. Matt Knights and Chris Morse on the outside as they come down to take the green flag. Will we have another green-white checkered, or will we get to the end? Ryan Pendleton currently locked in with the win. If he can get it done, should be locked in on points, but we're going to find out. Green flag is out. 2 laps to go. They roll through the gears, get up to speed. They have to get that momentum. They can't really make any moves just yet, especially if the front two are pushing like they are. But as the draft really picks up, that momentum's going to kick up, and guys are going to make moves. There he goes. 81 to 64. Going to block him. Said, I want you to push me to the win. As the front two continue to lock bumpers, but now that draft's going to fall apart. And Barkis goes up to try to side draft, but Morse pushing the 64 of Matt Knights. As here comes Timothy Stubblefield. You got guys that are trying to make the playoffs, but you also got guys who want to win the race. Are they going to make it? Big pushing, but Matt Knight's not able to handle it. Guys moving all over the place as these runs are starting to pick up now. Is there going to be a wreck? They got to get the white flag, and the white flag is out. They wreck right behind them. Chris Sawyer involved, but we got the white flag. Oh, no! Matt Knights goes around. And Christopher Morse going to come back up on the track. He hangs on to it. Watch as those points move through the field, but Morse able to hang on to it. But down the back straightaway, it's Ryan Pendleton. We're racing back to the checkered flag. Just 3 cars now. You got Ryan Pendleton, Logan Threlkeld, Timothy Stubblefield is going to be who's going to have a shot at winning. Who's going to do it? Does the 30 pull out? Coming off of turn 4. Does he make a move? When do you make it? Stubblefield going to pull out. Here comes Threlkeld. He's going to go back and block. Do they have the momentum? 3 wide at the finish. Who is it going to be? I don't know. I have no idea who won, but it shows Ryan Pendleton able to hang on and get the win and locks himself into the playoffs. And you can see there, down on the bottom, spoiler alert, Ellingson. I got to give Ellingson, before I give everybody else their love, I got to give Ellingson the props. 2 points. He's going to miss the Final Four after having just a disastrous, blowing his motor on lap 4 or 5. And 2 points he recovered after all that mess. What a great effort. Just comes up a little bit short. If Morse nosedives into the wall, Jake Ellingson could have made it in. But Morse able to hang on to it. And there's your Final Four. Dravick, Pendleton, Cunningham, and Christopher Morse will be racing for the championship next week. But right now it is all about Ryan Pendleton, who we talked to at the beginning of the race. I can't say he kept his nose clean because that nose is beat in a little bit, but he was at the right place at the right time and able to hang on and get that win. go back and watch that finish. You can see the wreck. Chris Sawyer involved in that one. We'll go back and watch this race to the end. Stubblefield really needed some help there. He knew he was in big trouble. He was going to try to get this win. He needed Logan to pull out, and he did at the exact moment. And we're going to watch a 3-wide battle for the win. And honestly, Duncan Fall and Jeremy Garner were making up a ton of time here and got really, really close. They were within 2/10 as they crossed the start-finish line. But you see Stubblefield getting a run here. He's going to have to go. And when he goes, Logan Threlkeld kind of pulls out just a little bit to try to block. And then it's just a drag race all the way to the start-finish line. And look at it right there, 3 wide. Pendleton with the nose out ahead. And, I mean, just 10 more feet. And we're talking Stubblefield as your winner. Oh, my goodness. Well, let's take a look at the results, see how they all finished. Then we're going to talk to some of these drivers. And congratulations to your Final Four. Obviously unofficial. We'll talk about, the official ones will be posted on Discord. I'm just a broadcaster. I don't call anybody anything. So, but based on the rules, that would be your Final Four. Let's take a look at your results. Ryan Pendleton, Logan Threlkeld, Timothy Stubblefield, your top 3, with Jeremy Garner coming back after that wreck there at the end. For a 4th place finish, and Duncan Fall in 5th. Charles Abert in 6th. Jamie Barkas in 7th. Frederick Seagraves Jr. in 8th. Christopher Morse Jr. Great save. He saved his season by that save that he had after that incident. Comes home in 9th. And Logan Sturgeon in 10th. In 11th, Matt Knights, Tyler Justice in 12th, Ricky Sis Jr. in 13th, Kevin Price in 14th, Christopher Sawyer in 15th, George Jewell in 16th. Disappointing for both those drivers. Daniel Cunningham comes home in 17th, but still had enough points to get himself in the Final Four. Kyle Deering in 18th, Noah Hogarth in 19th, and Jacob Ellingson. Fought hard. I got to give him props. Fought hard. Played the game like you're supposed to, and it almost worked, just 2 points out. Jamie Lipke comes home in 21st. Brandon Wallace in 22nd. Patrick Dravick in 23rd. Jacob Lincoln going to round out your field. Well, wow. I feel like I don't smoke, but I feel like I could use a cigarette. Incredible race. It's good to be back calling this series after last week. I felt weird sitting around watching other people call this series. It's just too much fun. But we got to get in here and we got to talk to the winner. We got to get Ryan Pendleton in here. He locks himself into the playoffs, locks himself into the Final Four, but he does it by winning. And Ryan, man, wow. We talked to you before the race, and I don't know, did it work out like you thought it would?
Well, Talladega is always 50-50, so, I'll take a win anytime in this league. I hate that, Jake had his engine blow, Pat had some accidents, I wrecked Jamie, so, Goat Locker did a good job kind of eating each other up a little bit on my end. So I would have liked it, the team to finish a little bit better. I think Jake may have just missed the top 4, which is a huge bummer. Our goal was us to both get in. But yeah, I'm always going to be happy to win, especially at a place like Talladega, kind of needing a good finish. So overall, yeah, I'm happy with it, selfishly.
Yeah. Jacob Ellingson 2 points out after that final wreck. He was a 2-foot smash away from being into the Christopher Morse was sideways and was about to lose it. He saved it, and that save saved his season. So, but I was saying, incredible job by Jacob Ellingson staying in the race and having that opportunity. So I've been shouting him out, so I want to continue to do so. But it's all about you right now, man. Your teammate, Patrick Dravick, locked in. Now you're locked in. So you got 2 drivers out of the Final Four in the championship race. Man, I don't know. Talk about this season. How's this season gone for you? Have you been happy with the way your performance has been, or you've been disappointed? And how much of a relief is it to be in the Final Four?
Yeah, absolutely. I do want to shout out Logan, who was pushing me there at the end. That was awesome. Wouldn't have been able to got that win without him. So And Jamie was there and back, supporting me even though I took him out earlier. So that team win for sure. But yeah, no, I mean, overall the season, I would say I would have liked it done a little bit better overall. Missed some races, but the ones I was there, I think I could have capitalized a little bit more on some of them. Pat's been tough, man. He's been really dialed in. It seems like across the board, but definitely in the Xfinity car. But at the end of the day, just like I said before the race, what you always want is a chance, and I got to the Final Four, so anything can happen. We've seen that before. All you need is a chip in a chair. I always say that. So not really sure how these cars will run at Texas. Sometimes that track's awesome, can be racy. Sometimes, clean air is king, so we'll see how it goes. But having a shot's all you want, right?
That's right. That's what you need. Getting to the Final Four is the most important thing, and then execute and a little bit of luck sometimes to get that championship. That's the way,
100%.
it's the way it is these days. So it's not about
Yeah.
being the best; it's about being the best on that day, and that can really change a lot of things. But hey, that's going to be your situation next week. So congratulations, fantastic win tonight, fantastic race. Outside of the issue with Jamie Barkus, but congratulations, man. The floor is yours. Who do you got to thank?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Eddie. Appreciate what you do. Thank you for broadcast and everything else you do behind the scenes at Goat Locker that some people aren't aware of. Lincoln Tech, Save 22, huge sponsors of ours. Hidden Wit Brewery, title sponsor of this series. Indiana Department of Veterans Affairs. If you've seen our social media, it's mostly Pat on there. You can see what they do, helping us give away those sim rigs. I got Cruising Classics and Nasty Sports Bar on this Xfinity car, so happy to get them up there, get a little TV time. Go check them out. But yeah, once again, I say it every time, and I mean it. Everyone that supports Goat Locker, from our sponsors to just the families, the fans, whoever it is that watch, we appreciate it.
All right, well, there you have it. Final Four driver, Ryan Pendleton. Moving on. Congratulations, Ryan.
Yeah, appreciate it, Eddie.
Well, all right. Well, let's bring in your second place finisher. And, well, this is weird. Logan Threlkeld in that Kellogg's number 30 comes home in second place. Logan, how you doing tonight, man? Good finish, second place, huh?
I couldn't be more ecstatic right now, Eddie. This was just a last-minute thing. I saw Talladega was up on the schedule, and I said, brother, I can't miss this race. Somebody let me in here. So I joined in, and here we are, P2.
Yeah. Well, you kept your nose clean the early part of the race. Seemed like you were just kind of riding. But then after pit stops, it seemed like you came alive. You were kind of moving up towards the front. Was that sort of the plan from the beginning, or did it just kind of play into your hands?
Well, being the first time I've raced with these guys, I didn't know what the traffic was going to be like. So, yeah, it was kind of the plan at the beginning to hang out in the back, see how everybody's driving around each other, saw some pretty hairy situations. And then by the time that we got to that pit cycle, I don't know if you caught it, but I went through the grass while the rest of my
caught it.
group, the rest of the group all made it. I went shoot right through the infield grass. I put a nice stripe across the Talladega emblem there in the middle, and I was like, well, I'm pretty well done. Then that savior of a caution came out, stacked me back up, and was like, all right, it's go time. It's the back half of the race. Let's throttle down and get to it, buddy.
Well, you had that opportunity on that green white checkered, and you were pushing Ryan Pendleton. What was the plan when the white flag came out? We saw the wreck behind it, no caution, so you guys are going to race back. You had Ryan Pendleton in front of you. Being the second car is always sort of an advantage, but you had Timothy Stubblefield, sort of the wild card back there that kind of was going to keep you from being able to make a decision whenever you wanted to. So, what was the thought as you hit the white flag? What are you thinking?
Honestly, the whole thought coming into this was getting Ryan to the next round. He was kind of in a must-win situation. So hitting that white flag, it was all about keeping him in the front. So coming around the backstretch, I see that we got plenty of room. Nearly everybody's gone behind. You got Stubblefield right behind me, kind of catching up with the draft. I think Gardner was a little bit further behind him, but didn't seem like he was going to be able to make up as much ground. But had Stubblefield right in that draft bubble. He caught up, and think he even slowed up a little bit in the corners, trying to time it out perfectly coming down that last little stretch. And he did. Once he got up to my back bumper, I saw him shoot up to the outside, and I was like, you know what? It's Dega. Ryan's here. We'll see what happens. Send her 3 wide, and yeah, that was a one beautiful finish.
I love that I love how quickly things change from white flag to checkered flag of, oh, well, I got to get Ryan into the playoffs. And yeah, and then you go down the back straightaway, and I love how the racer mentality sort of kicks in, and he goes, "Oh, I guess it's Talladega." By the time you get through the trial, I'm going for the win. I love it, and
Hell
yeah,
yeah, brother.
a photo finish, and Ryan was still able to get it. You guys 3 wide crossing the start finish line. What a finish! Man, congratulations on coming in here, having a good show, and making it exciting at the end. Who do you have to thank?
Everybody, all the sponsors of Goat Locker, but we got Jam Printing and Promotions. Of course, being a big part of everything. V Speed as a whole, my V Speed family working with you on Fridays. We got some big stuff in the works coming up that we're looking forward to. Alexander PCs, of course, Hidden Whip Brewing for the series title here.
All right,
And
well, there you have it.
I know my family watching tonight too, mom and dad at home, and little cousin. And my amazing fiance for letting me do this and not being too mad about it week after week.
Yeah, I always got to thank those significant others. They deal with a lot, probably a lot of yelling and screaming for some folks. But man, congratulations, second place finish. Go celebrate.
Thanks, brother.
All right, well, Stub Nation, I hope you're watching. We got Timothy Stubblefield, and what a stud, coming back after a few issues, up there racing at the front beginning of the race, and found himself in the perfect position. Stubblefield, it's been a while, man. How you doing? Talk to me about your race.
I'm doing good, been good, and so close. So
close.
Can't
Well,
believe it.
Talk to me
Again,
about the first part of the race. You were kind of, you're not in the playoffs, but that didn't change anything. You want to get that win. So how do you come into this race? Your mindset of like, how do I get this win? What's my strategy?
just trying to keep it one piece. I know who was fighting for playoffs. I gave him extra room. Just kind of stay out of trouble. Kind of out of his way. I stayed up front. Then I guess that pin under the green there, you probably saw it spun out. I was like, I'm done. But bounced back from that, so that's pretty good.
You were not done. So let's just go on to that green, white checkered. You come out, there's a wreck behind you, and all of a sudden it's you versus 2 others. And you obviously hate to be in that position because you don't have anybody pushing you. You didn't have any help, but you had to know that Talladega always presents opportunity. So white flag is out. You're looking at 2 drivers pushing right in front of you. What's your plan?
I think we got on that back stretch. I said, I'm going to lay off a little bit and try to time it right to get a run back on coming out of 4. And it worked a little bit. And I can't think of his name. The thought he went up high. I say, I got to run on him. Tried a side draft. And I thought I had him there. I looked back. I was like, I'm past him. I got the win. I was like, no, 3rd place by, I think, 12 thousandths of a second. I was like,
Yeah. Man, just incredible finish. Both of you pulled out at the same time, and 3 wide finish. And yeah, that's one of those Dega finishes that they talk about, and you guys made it happen. Man, congratulations on 3rd place finish. I know you wanted that win bad, but hey, being on a finish like this is always exciting. So congratulations there. Man, as always, who do you have to thank?
definitely Goat Locker and everything, and above the yellow line, definitely Hidden Blue Company for sponsoring the league, and you putting on a podcast, you put on a good show, and definitely my family and friends that comes out and watch, and so I hate some of them missed it, but they're gonna watch next time.
There you have it. Well, there is your 3rd place finisher, Timothy Stubblefield, who comes home, and you're watching this finish from the flag stand view. And look how crazy that looks as they cross the line. You can see Jeremy Garner and Duncan Paul right there behind them. Wow. Good grief. That don't tickle your fancy. I don't know. I can't tell you. Just stop watching. It's, just don't watch no more. Because that is awesome racing all the way across the board. We had a few big ones, but all in all, what we expect out of the Hidden Whip Brewing Company Xfinity Series. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. That's your locked-in drivers. Bachelor driver Ryan Pendleton, Christopher Morse Jr., and Daniel Cunningham are going to be your final 4 drivers unofficially. They're going to be racing for a championship at Texas. But here In the V-Speed booth, I'm Eddie Smith. It's been a joy to be back with you tonight. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast and looking forward to next week. Crown a champion. And they're going to hoist the trophy here on V-Speed. Thanks, Adam Baker, Bradley Cooper, everybody over there at V-Speed that does a lot of work. Pat and Jamie and everybody at Goat Locker that puts on these leagues that put the type of racing that you see to come together. It's like, I don't know. It's like fireworks going off when you get those two together. V-Speed, Goat Locker, what a combination. And tonight, great race, great finish. We'll see you next week at Texas. It's going to be a good one. Y'all be there.